Hey, what's going on? It's your girl Kid. I'm back in Ripple Effect. You know what it is. You already know the vibes. There's a lot of chatter going on about the WNBA. So, even though I already made a podcast that kind of went over a lot of the things that I'm about to discuss right now, but this is for my people in the back. So the people that didn't quite hear me, didn't quite understand me, and still need further clarification, which is okay. This is not something that's easy to understand. This is something that I don't feel like it's an easy answer. I don't even feel like I'm 100% right about it. I don't feel like anybody's 100% right about it. I feel like there's a lot of right to go around, but at the same time, two things could be true at the same time. We don't have to sit there and say you're wrong, but you're right. No, it's like you're right, but we're not considering this, and you're right, but you're also not considering that. So what am I talking about for those who are still out of the loop and probably just tuning in, maybe didn't watch the last podcast or haven't really been in tune to what's been going on in women's basketball, right? Caitlin Clark, phenom, right? Generational talent, definitely the face of the WNBA right now at this point in time, considering some people will refer to it as the cachet, just the overall marketing that's in her direction, what she's able to do. And obviously this is built off talent. This is built off of what she's done in Iowa, what she's done in college basketball, what she's done for women's college basketball in particular. So that's why we're discussing it, right? So it's a big thing, huge thing, great thing. Like, let's not forget about that. I know we can get caught up in the nuance and we can get caught up in the semantics of things and try to sit there and nitpick, but at the end of the day, guys, this is a great thing. This is a great conversation, right? Because we're discussing women's basketball, that's for one. And you guys are actually going to watch it and pay attention to it. So that's a plus. We're happy with that. But at the same time, it's like I don't want to get lost in understanding that with any growth, right, with any change, there's always going to be some growing pains, right? There's always going to be, but what about this? We're still trying to figure it out, right? There hasn't been a precedence for this yet, especially since you got to consider the marketing side of it. This has been the key that everybody's been waiting for, because everybody's been talking about, the money, right? And it really was highlighted with the Brittany Griner situation, how she had to go away to Russia to play. Not just her, it's a lot of other women that have to pretty much supplement their income due to, the pay disparity, in the WNBA. So when you take all that into account, and these are some real serious issues, right? So it's not just basketball. Some people be like, oh, it's not just basketball, right? There's a lot that have to do with what's been going on. And while we appreciate that, guys, I'm gonna need you to understand one thing. And when I say guys, I don't mean that as a unisex term. I'm actually just speaking to the guys right now, okay? This is serious. Now, I know a lot of you would like to say, listen, if marketing is an issue, or if pay is an issue, marketing is going to get you paid. It's simple. Put Caitlin Clark on the roster. Even if she doesn't play, it'll spark attention. It'll spark more people to buy the jersey. It just creates conversation to the women's game. But let me tell you why that's a problem. And it may not be in your sport, right? Or on the men's side, rather, because same sport, right? I believe Aretha Franklin was singing about this, respect, right? And I mean, women everywhere have fought, have done so much, and even a lot of male allies as well. And shout out to y'all for really stepping up and supporting. And I know a lot of y'all have supported me, and I have nothing but gratitude and respect for you guys. But you have to understand, like, for women to compromise for money, you have to understand what you're really asking us to do. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of what our fight has built on. And as much as we would like it to be just about basketball, you know what I mean? Like, it's being pushed in a way where it's like, well, if you want to get paid, you should compromise that and considering the marketing factor. And this is things that I'm hearing on, networks straight. I mean, they can sit there and try to mix words and try to use big words and try to complicate it. I mean, I understand fully what the agenda is. You have to understand that comes with one comes with the other. If you want us to put Caitlin Clark on that national team, when you have people who literally have not only played in the W, understand it, even on the international side, that these international, basketball players, no matter women or men, they're coming for us. It's not it's not like how it used to be. All of a sudden, we just put together whatever roster and and we're just good to go. They are coming for us. They definitely have gotten stronger. They've definitely gotten more physical, and they understand the game. And when you have that hunger, you already know what it is. So let's not do that. Let's try to have some respect, and let's try to understand where they're coming from. So when it comes to the women's game, and it comes to women in general trying to be acknowledged for not only what they do, they want to be taken seriously, and more importantly, I think anybody across the board, you want the respect amongst your peers, amongst people who are watching you, people who are rooting for you, family, friends, fans. You want the respect, and how you build the respect, it has to be built on integrity. It has to be built on exactly what it is you're trying to build. They're trying to build women's basketball. They're not necessarily trying to build, I want to be careful here because I don't want it to make it seem like they don't want the pop. Of course they want it, guys. They want it the right way. And it's like, what's wrong with that? Especially, like I said, being a woman. And if you want to get real deep with it, predominantly black women. Now, if you can't appreciate that, it sounds like a whole nother conversation that we gotta have, or it's just something that you're just not comfortable talking about, or you just don't agree with, and you just don't want to. And you know what? And then I don't know what to tell you then, because it's reality. You're dealing with an underserved community, and we're not just in the basketball community, just period. So trying to get that respect on just a humanistic level is a whole nother conversation. And then you're sitting there asking these women to compromise what they've built over 28 years now, 28 years now. You ask them to compromise that, for Caitlin Clark, which I'm hearing a lot of people are saying that she's not ready for, and that's no knock against her. We have to be, like, Kobe Bryant wasn't ready for a lot of things when he came in, but you saw what he was able to do a couple years in, not even more than a couple years in. Same thing with Jordan. Like, it took a while. He lost to a lot of, the bad boys Pistons. Like, in which he wanted one of those guys off the dream team. Remember Isaiah Thomas? Like, and it's like they didn't even leave him off because he wasn't talented. They left him off because arguably the GOAT was like, nah, I don't want that guy. And they had to put like John Stockton or something. And that's no knock against John Stockton, but if y'all know Isaiah Thomas, bro, like, that's it's not even a conversation. So the point is, please let the game grow the way it's supposed to grow. And if you really do care about, the marketing and stuff, then find a way for you to talk about it. You bring attention to it. Even things, it can just be like questions or things you don't understand. Implement it into your podcast, right? Or whatever it is that you're trying to do. Implement it. Just keep the discussion going. That's why I'm glad that we're having this discussion. I'm not even like upset by it or thrown away by, wow, you guys are putting all this attention to Caitlin Clark. No. Because I don't want the big picture to get missed, because what's happening right now with Caitlin Clark is a great thing. I have on her shirt. And that was totally by accident. I'm telling you, I've been rocking this shirt for a couple months now because I love the message. I love what it says. And as we mentioned, I understand, her talent. And more importantly, I'm appreciative of it because I know what it's going to do for the women's game. And more importantly, I know what it's going to do for basketball, period. Like, she's incredibly talented, and she's going to get everything that she has coming to her. I promise you. Watch. She's just going to grow the game. she's gonna get other girls paid like never before. She's gonna get paid like never before. Great things are gonna happen. But I just want everybody to see the bigger picture and not be short-sighted or narrow-minded, and not understand that there's more at stake, and just kind of take everything into consideration. And more importantly, also remember, the NBA was like, what, 30 years in when they were still looking for that marketability, right, amongst players to kind of take the NBA to the next level. And that's when you had Magic and Bird, and I talked about that in my last class. And the WNBA right there, Caitlin Clark, you know what I mean? It's not moving as fast as we would like it to be, because this is just where we are in the time, but it's moving, y'all. And you know what? You can help it move faster, and by not questioning, you know, or trying to, you know, get these girls to compromise their integrity to do so. You can be of help. And I know I'm gonna do my part, and I hope you will too. And you know, I already asked her to do one thing: losses equals life lessons.